Time out with Tim O.
Open up your mind and let me in. Open up your mind and let me in. Open up your mind and let me in.
Hello, welcome to Time Out with Tim O. I'm your host, Tim Owens. As always, super excited and happy to be here today. I've missed you guys. I have not recorded the show in about a month. Took a little time off, but it wasn't intended. It's amazing. I've had a lot of things happen. A toothache. I hadn't had a toothache in years. Had to get that resolved. Just a lot was going on, man. I've had some friends that I had to assist with some things. Lost a few friends. We fell out. Not because it was just a lot. So it kind of took me out of the loop for a minute. But however, what I want to talk about is I feel like today what I'm going to say is going to resonate with a lot of people. I think it's something that a lot of people want to hear. I was going to talk about some of the conversations I've had with friends and a few of the reasons that we fell out, but it just came upon my spirit not to talk about that. I don't want to put that negativity out there. I don't even want to discuss it because I was thinking maybe I should share some of that. Maybe I will at another time, but it's just hit me not to. So what I want to talk about is happiness. What is happiness? And that's a controversial topic, and it's kind of a loaded question because people try to figure it out. Some people think they have the solution, they think they have the answer, but they really don't know what it is. And this is what I can tell you. I'm a pretty happy guy. One particular point in my life, I was extremely happy on all levels. I mean, I had everything that I ever wanted. I had a great job that I absolutely loved. And what happened at that point, I let people come into my life with their unhappiness, their problems, and their drama. See, a lot of people on the internet, they'll talk about these things, but they don't really break them down to where the everyday person can get a deep understanding of it. So I'm going to make an attempt to do that today. All right. So from my experience, and let me tell you, I've been around for over 4 decades. I remember things from when I was 3 and 4 years old. I'm saying that to say that I've always been observant. I've always listened, learned. I've grown as a man, from a boy, to a man. I've made mistakes in life, like we all have. But I think the number one thing is, what did you learn from your mistakes? Do you ever sit down and think about mistakes you've made or situations you've been involved in and said, okay, what could I have done different? What signs could I have looked out for in the beginning to prevent this, right? Now, we all do that to a degree on a certain level. But how many people actually do that and say, you know what? Not only am I going to remember that and make a note of it, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept that if I do this again, this is not going to be good for me. This is not going to work out for me. So it's like you have to own it. It's easy to say. People like to repeat things that they hear other people say. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Bird in the hand is better than one in the bush. But if you actually ask those people what those sayings actually mean, most people can't even explain it to you because they just repeating what they heard someone else say. So when it comes to happiness and life and understanding, it's about, number one is accountability. So if I, let's say, get into a bad marriage, okay, and I chose to marry this individual and it blew up in my face. Now I could easily say, oh, they were terrible. They did this, they done that, they were this, they were that. But what about me? What did I do? I selected that individual to propose to. I did that. I chose this person. So you have to own that. The more of the things that you own, it will help you to be able to move forward. Now, all of that goes apart into what I'm really getting to is about happiness. True happiness is contentment. So you have to be grateful, which leads to contentment. Now, let me go a little deeper. All right. So let's say you've been struggling at a job. So God blesses you with a new job. Don't put it on Facebook. Stop sharing every blessing you receive, because there are a lot of people who don't want to see you happy, and they'll wish negative upon you. Even someone you think has been a friend since you were 5 years old, they will direct negative energy towards you. Now, you can not believe me if you want to, but just because you don't believe me doesn't make it not true, because it is true. Why do you think when a person starts a business and they start to have some success initially, and they start bragging and spreading to everybody, and all of a sudden it goes down? Because you didn't let the business even get on solid footing to become stable. When people start just wishing negative on you and pulling you down, social media is a big part of that, because now everyone can lay eyes on you. They can see what you're doing. Stop sharing all your personal business. If you're happy, be happy. If you get a new job and you were in a bad financial situation and you're out of it now, enjoy yourself. Be grateful. Stabilize your life. If you want to share later, then you can, but definitely not in the beginning. Because the minute you say, "Oh, I got this blessing," or "this happened, that happened," people immediately start going, "Oh, who, you know," but they have no idea what you went through to get the things that you have, or what you had to sacrifice or suffer through. Now, like I said, true happiness is about gratitude and contentment. So once you get these opportunities, you have to remain humble and grateful. So you can't pray for a house and you get a house, and then 6 months later, you're doing like this. "Oh, this house isn't big enough. I need more space. I need more room." All that's fine, but don't tear down the home you have to get a bigger home. And I think that's where people lose it, because they become ungrateful and they're not content with what they have. So if you were in a bad relationship and this person was terrible, and then you meet a good person, but maybe they don't have some of the qualities of some of the good qualities that the bad person had, it's like now all of a sudden you're unhappy again. So it's like you keep on repeating the same cycle, and it all goes back to gratitude and contentment. There's nothing wrong with being happy where you are. There's nothing wrong with celebrating when you received a breakthrough. Finally, enjoy it. If you catch yourself getting upset or getting down or feeling like you don't have enough, when you truly have enough, you have to remind yourself, do not push out of your mind the struggles you went through to get where you are. I'm pretty sure everyone been down this road before, right? They've had a car that was an older car, broken down, right? It was like, "I can't stand this car. This car is a piece of garbage. It's raggedy, it's rusty," right? People have been there. But I'm pretty sure when that car broke down and there was an issue and you didn't have the money to get it fixed, and it took you 2 weeks or a month to get it fixed, and you had to hitchhike. I'm talking about days before Uber and Lyft. You had to hitchhike, ask people for rides. And when you finally got the money together to get that old raggedy piece of junk car fixed, boy, you were so happy you drove that thing like a brand new Cadillac. It gave you a sense of appreciation, and you were so happy to have that car. Now, I know people are going to think that I'm telling people to settle. It's not about settling, because sometimes you're in the place you're supposed to be. Everyone isn't supposed to be the CEO of a company. Some people are meant to be the workers, the managers, the supervisors, the employees. Everyone can't be at the top. It's like we're in a society to where everyone wants to be in control, the head of everything. But in order to keep things for stability, everything has to be a balance. There's nothing wrong with accepting where you are. And if you're meant to go higher, you're going to. You're not going to. There's nothing that's going to be able to stop that. But if you would just stop, get out of your mind, stop telling yourself that you're unhappy. "I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm down." When you have everything. I know people who make 6-figure incomes have nice brand new homes, 5 bedrooms, 2-car garage, everything they want, and they're still unhappy because it's in their mind. They don't know how to be grateful. They don't know how to be content. You have to, if you don't really understand that word and how you need to apply it to your life, research it. Be content. Be happy. If your stomach's full, you're good. When you see animals out in the wild, right? You don't see animals just running around, flipping and spinning in circles saying, I'm miserable, I'm miserable. No. As long as they got food, as long as they have water, when they're thirsty, they find water. When they're hungry, they find something to eat. What do they do after that? They lay around, they do whatever. They just chilling. They're good. See, human beings, we have so many advances and luxuries and things in life that we forget the simple things. We forget to enjoy what we have. Enjoy your family. If you have healthy family members, your kids are good, your car is good, all that's everything is good. You're good, man. If it's not as bad as you like to make it out to be. So I'm not going to keep going on and on about that, but like I said, happiness is about being grateful and content. But contentment is the number one. It is the number one key to happiness. I can dive a little deeper into the subject at another time, but I'm just happy to be back in front of the camera. People have been asking me, hey, when you doing some more content? I'm going to keep at it. I've been, like I said, I'm doing this because I love doing it. I feel like that, my kids are older. When they have kids and their kids can say, hey, what was grandpa like? What was great grandpa like? They can say, hey, go to that, get your computer and go to that whatchamajigga YouTube, and you can see them on there. And it's cool, man. It's cool to be able to make memories and for your family in the future to be able to see who you were, some of your thoughts and your ideas, and and how you moved about life. So as always, happy to be back. I do have some guests coming on soon. There's a few other things I would like to jump into, but I'm not going to make this video too long and go on and on and on. But just like I always say, happy people do not cause problems. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. It means the world to me, as well as my connections and friendships that I make every day. So peace and love always.
If everybody winning, who's losing? I'm trying to make it make sense. It's like it's so confusing. I see the pain in your eyes from all the lonely nights. I swear I know how it feels. It just don't feel right.